myself a new gimbal. Only last week started using it, and it stopped working already. So well done, Zion. And the second thing is, if you are one of the 50 people who started subscribing to this channel as a result of a video I uploaded yesterday relating to the Crimean Bridge, then I'm sorry, I uploaded it to the wrong channel, and therefore you have to go to another channel, because there shouldn't be anything on this Crimean Bridge story, unless of course I decide to drive over the Crimean Bridge in my motorhome. Indeed, that was actually planned once before, but in the current circumstances I highly doubt I'll be going to Russia ever again, and ever again, as long as this current government is in power in Russia anyway. And so if Russia's liberated, then there's a pretty good chance that mosquito, that I might end up in Russia once more. So in this video I want to talk about gas, and this is something I mention quite often, and the point here is, I've already talked about water, how much do I need, and how much electricity do I need, and in this case I'm going to talk about how much gas you need in a van, because there is a big difference here. Because unlike water, which you can sort of buy at the or pick up at the campsite, buy or pick up, because in Germany, for example, you do have to pay for it. Depending on where you are, if you're at a campsite like this, you don't have to pay for it. But if you're at a air or Stellplatz, then you do. Or electricity, well, you can sort of more or less decide, am I going to go to campsites, in which case I don't need to spend a lot on batteries, or if I'm going to spend a lot of time off, then I do need to spend a lot on batteries. The problem with gas is that there is no standard on gas bottles. They are different everywhere. Now, I believe that there are 4 different types of endings on the gas bottle. Now, as I come around here, you can see that we've got some gas bottles here. And these ones here, this is Poland, so they'll work here in Poland, and they'll also work in Italy, amongst other places, as I understand it. But if you decide to, if you're coming from the United Kingdom, for example, that's great. The British bottles will work in Holland, and you can exchange them in Holland for a Dutch bottle, and that will work. But if you're thinking of going, for example, to the Republic of Ireland, then you need a different type of bottle. And the problem with this is that, well, first of all, the logical thing to do is that there should be a standard. And but there's nothing much that anybody here can, unless you're a member of Parliament or the European Parliament or something, that you can do about that. But hello, paranormal, and there is something you can do to sort of prepare for it, and that is to think about how much gas you're going to need. Oh, it's awful having to plan things like this. I think the whole thing, that to me is what it's all about. But as far as gas is concerned, you're sort of stuck. Now, the thing is this: when you cook, even if you've got non-stop baking if you're lucky enough to have an oven in your van, then even in a case like that, the gas lasts for absolutely ages. Now, a friend of mine says that, hello Annie, she says that she has to get gas because there's no gas pipe there to where she lives, and she said that, okay, with the full family in the house and everybody cooking, the gas will last a month. Now, my experiences, and hello Georgia, and I do all of my own, I cook just about everything, all my meals myself. And anybody staying with me, and that really, it lasts me 9 months, a full container. So that's not a problem. The problem is when you use it for heating, and that is when you've got to start thinking on. Now, I once met somebody from Germany, and what happened was the following: is he told me he went from Germany to France, and which is all great, yeah. But he wanted to go skiing then he ran out of gas, and he went back to Germany to change his bottle. I thought, I mean, I think that's pretty daft, really, spend a lot of money to go back to Germany. Maybe the fuel was then cheap, but I mean, I had just gone to a hardware store and bought a electric fan or so, electric heater, and then I'd have used that to keep me warm. But anyway, so and then plug it in if you was at the campsite. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a good reason why you had to do it. You had to go without hot food, of course, cooking, but then again, there are places to eat, I imagine, in France. So that is that was the problem there. And but I have heard of people having, maybe not as extreme example as that, but these things can happen because the gas canisters are different. Now, that is a logical solution to this, and so I'm not just coming with problems, come to people with solutions. There's a good bit of a business advice for any of you who are managers or bosses in any way. You tell your staff, don't come to me with problems, come to me with solutions. So the problem's this, and this is what the solution is. The solution is to get a refillable option. Now, because I've been talking about refillable options, you're probably thinking that I'm sponsored by a refillable company or something like that, which isn't the case. But there is a friend of mine who happens to own a company which you can buy refillable stuff from, and in true non-marketing format, I'm not going to keep. Well, his company's called Gas Bank, but he produces things. I'll give his link below when I give me a chance to get back to my van and sort of put the link in. But it doesn't have to be in. There's other companies. There's Gaslow in the UK. There's what's the one I've got? I've forgotten the one what I've got's called. Anyway, there's lots of companies doing this sort of thing, and this is the way to do it, in my opinion. Now, you're thinking, haha, but the ending's going to be different. Yes, the ending is different at the filling station, but you buy these screw-on things. I should have actually prepared this better by having mine available, you see. But you have adapters, and you put the adapter onto the filler, and then you fill up according to the adapter. So if you have got, for example, a British one, and you go to Italy, then you screw on the Italian ending, and then your bottle of gas you can fill up at the fuel station. That is if you're lucky, because in Italy often they don't want you to do it. This is the next problem with gas, and that is because in various countries they're sort of cracking down now on people filling up with gas from the fuel stations. It depends who you actually get to serve you. In Italy, for example, you're not allowed to serve yourself at the gas filling stations. My experience in the UK has been is that when I've tried to fill up at the gas at the filling station, they don't know how to do it, so I've had to do it myself. So that's happened to me on a number of occasions. So now, to get back to the question though, what if you don't have the you don't want to spend all this cash? Now, a Gaslow system, I believe, costs at least £500. I believe, I might be wrong. And these filling things, they cost around 100 and can't remember, less than £200 anyway. If you just buy one canister, you can make a hole in the side of your van if you know how to do it, or take it to somebody who does know how to do it, and then you sort of fill up from outside. The thing is this though, if you've got a system like that, then the fuel station, I don't know if you're filling up for your engine or you're filling up for the gas bottle. Well, they possibly will know from the location, but anyway. But now, so what do you do? I would suggest this. On a Truma heater, you can see, for example, that if you have it on full blast, it will last 68 hours on standard Truma heater. That's obviously approximately, because it does depend on the altitude you're at, temperature, and all sorts of other things. So, but you're probably 68 hours. So if you're going for a week, then you're going to need 2 of them, and you're going to have to turn it off for a while as well. So that is the way I would actually look at it, but other people may have different opinions, and so you can actually say what your opinions are in this case. So good, there is I hope I've answered that question. I don't know if I haven't, but if I haven't, you can please say so, and then I'll come back to it. Now, as you can see, this today, okay, I'm at the campsite, but I left this late to be filming. I was doing a video for my other channel related to current events, and then bang, I missed the wonderful weather that we had here today. It was outstanding day for the middle of October. Although, I must point out, 1 year ago today, I was in Austria and I was cycling with short trousers on. So, thanks very much for being here today with me and watching this video. And so it's all the best from me in Szczechnice at Camp for You near Wrocław, Poland. And oh, so you're going to ask about refueling, Annie? Yeah, refueling with a gas canister is the following. If you've got a canister, you take it back. For example, you saw the gas canisters down there. Then they would be exchanged. You bring an empty canister back and exchange it for a new canister. And another thing with the exchanges, there always seems to be a bit at the bottom. But I don't suppose it's a great deal. Whereas if you actually refill it, then it just fills up the same thing every time. So you probably get a little bit more value for money. Another advantage with the filling it up is that the fuel is much cheaper. In this country, and this is here in Poland, it really is cheap compared to others. It's approximately now 60%, half the price, the 60%. Of exchanging the canisters, so so that really does make it worthwhile. In the UK, the last time it was about 60% in the UK as well. Last time I did, but probably in the United Kingdom is there's fewer and fewer LPG stations. You've got to go for specialist places, and they are much harder to find. Whereas, for example, in Poland or in Italy, they're all over the place. There's thousands of LPG points. In Germany, there's a bit less, but there's still it's no trouble finding them. So anyway, good. Thanks very much for being here today, and all the best from me in Germany, in Poland. I mean, there is a video this on a new camper van called the Panama, which was introduced for the 2021 season. No, sorry, 2022 season, introduced last year. And that I'm doing a demonstration of in this evening's, I'm doing a demonstration, I'm just showing it in this evening's video. So thanks very much, and all the best from me in Poland.